Hello, everybody. Sorry I wasn't able to be in class with you today. I'm actually currently in Christchurch, New Zealand. So hopefully this video is enough for you guys to help you learn how to convert using this method called dimensional analysis. So what I'm going to need each of you to do is, of course, grab your notebooks, and I do want you guys to all follow along with your notebooks because that is always the best way. So go get your notebooks right now. And if you already do have it, thank you. You're awesome. If you don't have it, seriously, go get it now. It'll help because notes will always help you when you have to do your homework. So let's see. Grab your notebooks and we're going to start with page. By the way, I hope you guys did your homework. I uploaded a key to help you. Don't copy the key. Use it as a thing to check your work so that you guys understand this for when you take your exam. Okay, let's go to page 17. We're gonna go over all of these. Yeah. Okay. Page 17, you should be there. Don't take your time, hurry up. Okay, let's start with page 17. So for this, I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to have an electronic version of your guys' notebook in front of you. So I'll do that right now. Okay, I hope you see that really, really well. All right. All right. Hopefully I can do this in one take as well. Okay, so we are doing conversions and dimensional analysis. So solving conversion problem uses a strategy called, and sorry, I'm going back in my iPad, called dimensional analysis. Yes, please write this down. I'm writing it with you. So let's do it. Okay, dimensional analysis. When doing dimensional analysis, there's a strategy to help make things super easy. So you can convert using the metric way that I taught you and like kind of bunny hopping. However, dimensional analysis is useful when you're converting between the imperial and metric units, which of course in America we have to do very often. So for example, we got all of these right here, 4 problems in your notebook. And I hope you have your notebook. Okay, so there's a bunch of steps to follow, but again, this will really, really help if you follow these steps. So the first step when you're trying to convert between different units or different measurements is start with the unit. It's the unit that you want to cancel. So then below in the notebook, you can see right here, number 1, you have 2.54 centimeters equals to 1 inch. That right there is called your conversion factor. Okay, so this right here is your conversion factor. That's what you're going to use to convert, because we know that 1 inch equals to 2.54 centimeters. But before we even add in the conversion factor, the first step again is to use or to write down your units. And what you're going to do is whenever you're converting, you want to put your units opposite of the one that you're trying to cancel. Just like if you're trying to get rid of 2, you got to divide by 2. Or yeah. Okay, so you put it opposite. So put it in the denominator because the given is in the numerator. So for example, number 1, 9.5 inches. We're trying to convert 9.5 inches to centimeters. But before I do the conversion factor, we're just going to do the units first. So follow along in your notebook. We want to cancel out inches. So to cancel out inches, we put it at the bottom. So go ahead, write inches in that yellow space right there. Okay, so inches. And then number 2, we're trying to convert 1.42 times 10 squared grams into pounds. So where do we put the grams? Top or bottom? Bottom. Okay, grams. Grams. And then right here, 90.1 grams of sodium hydroxide, changing that into moles of sodium hydroxide. So it goes on the bottom. grams of NaOH. So copy along. And then again, gallons, we want to get rid of gallons and turn it to liter. So gallons go on the bottom. Easy. That's the first step. Now, second step to doing dimensional analysis is doing your units at the top. So the numerator units are the units that you want, that you're trying to solve for. So we see over here, inches, inches, grams, 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 gallons, gallons. What's going to happen is those are going to cancel. And then you're going to get it. You're going to end up with the units on the top that you want. So on the top, since we want centimeters, we put centimeters. Centimeters. Okay, over here, we want pounds, so we put pounds. We want moles of sodium hydroxide. Yep. So go ahead, do it yourself. And then over here, we want liters. And what do you guys think is going to happen to these? Because they're opposite of each other. Cancel. They're going to cancel. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel them already, just so that we know that's what's going to happen. And when that happens, we get left with the unit that we want. Good. So are we done? No, not yet. Step 3. Step 3. Okay, so we have our units, and then I'll cancel them because we know inches go away, and I get stuck with centimeters. Grams go away, get stuck with pounds. Grams get stuck with moles. Gallons get stuck with liters. The next step, step 3, is now you write in the numbers for the conversion factor. So again, these are your conversion factors, all the ones that make it equal. So we know that 2.54 centimeters equals to 1 inch. So where do you think we put 2.54? Next to the centimeters or next to the inch? Of course, next to the centimeters, because there's 2.54 centimeters in 1 inch. 2.54 centimeters. And then what do we put next to the inch? What number? 1. Yeah, easy. Next one, 454 grams equals to 1 pound. So where do we put the 450 grams? Next to the pound or next to the grams? Next to the grams, because that's what the conversion factor says. 454 and then 1 pound. Okay. Easy. 40 grams of sodium hydroxide equals to 1 mole of sodium hydroxide. So where does the 40 grams go, or where does the 40 go? Goes next to the grams of NaOH. And then what goes at the top? 1 mole. Are you guys getting it? Yeah, easy. I hope. And then I'll add, if you don't get it, I'm definitely gonna add a lot of videos for you guys as another resource too. And YouTube has a bunch of stuff too. Okay. And then here, 1 gallon is 3.785 liters. So where does my 1 go? Next to the gallon. Liters, 3.785. Oh, gosh. Technology. Oh my gosh. Sorry. Hey. Almost done. Step 3. Finally, last step is to do math and solve. You can definitely use your calculator. I would, because I can't do this in my head either. So, okay, again, the stuff doesn't cancel, so I'll go ahead and cancel because that's the magic of it. So inches, since they're across of each other, cancel, cancel. Grams, cancel, cancel. Grams, cancel. And then you get left with the unit that you want. So when you see this, don't freak out at the fraction kind of thing. It's like normal multiplication. It's not cross multiply. Remember, you only do that if there's an equal sign in between. It's just straight across, straight across. Okay, so like for example, 9.5, the inches canceled, so I just get stuck with 9.5. And I actually like to do it like a picket fence, so I'm gonna do that. A lot of people do like the parentheses, but I'm gonna do a picket fence because you see it better. So 9.5, I'll put the inches just so that you guys can see that they'll cancel. And 1 inch. Oh, my pen isn't doing too good. And then 2.54. Oh gosh. Ooh. Centimeters. Okay, so again, the inches cancel. So since they are both at the top going right across, they multiply. And when you multiply, you should get 9.5 times 2.54. You can do this along with me. 24.13 centimeters. But will that be my answer? No, because we want to pay attention to sig figs rules. So according to sig fig rules, since I'm multiplying, I take the least number of sig figs. So least number 9.5 has 2 sig figs, 2.54 has 3. So my answer should be in 2 sig figs. Okay, so answer is going to be, oh, no. Answer is going to be 24 centimeters. Yay. Okay, I'm actually sitting on the ground, so I need to stretch. Go ahead and do the other problems if you want. Oh, yeah, I'll do the next one too, though, with you guys. Ugh. Okay. So, next one. We got 454 grams equals to 1 pound is our conversion factor. It's already there for us. And then again, same thing. I'm going to set up a picket fence kind of thing. So 1.4 times 10 squared. It's up to you guys what you want to do with it. If you want to leave it in scientific notation, you can. If you do, you should also put this in scientific notation. Or if you want to expand it, you can. I'm going to expand it first because that's actually a little easier. But I'm going to do it both ways. But expanding first. So you got 140 when you expand. 1, 2. Okay, 140 grams. Picket fence. And then it was grams on the bottom, pounds on the top. And then the conversion factor, 454, 1 pound. Grams cancel because they're opposite of each other. Okay, and then just normal. Go ahead. Okay, so again, what I said with everything across, you multiply. Whenever it's on the bottom, just like a fraction, when there's something on the top, something on the bottom, what do you do with it? You divide. So 140 divided by 454 is around 0. I don't do decimals. 0.84 around there. But again, is this our answer? Nope. Sig figs. Okay, this guy 140, 2 sig figs. Don't count that last 0 because there's no decimal. This one, 3 sig figs. So least amount since they're dividing is 2. So this should be equal to 0.31. And don't forget your units, pounds. Pounds. That's my answer. You can leave it like that. Yeah. Or you can put in scientific notation. Let's do it in scientific notation. So if you leave this in scientific notation, 1.4 times 10 squared, then you should also change this. If you do that, it does help. So that equals to, if I change it into and let's not change it to scientific notation. That'll take time. But if you do, I'll do it really fast. So this will be 4.54 times 10 squared. And for you math people, because 1, 2, for you math people, when you see 10 squared, just like the units, 10 squared is on the top, 10 squared is on the bottom. Guess what happens? They cancel. And then you end up with your same answer. Yeah. But for the sake of time, you can do that on your own. Oh, here's the answer. Answer. So please make sure that you show all of your work when you're doing your homework. No work is no credit for me. So just keep that in mind. No copying either. Okay, next one. This one should be easy again. So you can do picket fence or you can leave it like that. Again, so everything on top, you multiply and then you divide by everything on the bottom. So 90.1 divided by 40. Yeah. Okay. And then over here, same thing. So those are both easy ones. I'll let you guys figure that one out on your own. Okay, so go ahead and do those. But yeah, I wish that you guys could ask questions. But if you do have questions, feel free to email me at any time. Okay, so that's a one-step dimensional analysis. But dimensional analysis comes super, super useful when you have multiple steps. An example of multiple steps is, so if you take your notebook for your homework, well, actually, no, your work for today is, I'm going to assign each of you Jamboard problems. You're going to be able to work with a partner. So then go to the Jamboard that's linked in your assignment. And then I assigned each of you a partner or 2 partners if your class is an odd number. And then you have to work with those people or that person to solve the conversion problems. So yeah, have fun with that. But before you guys do that, we have to learn one more thing. So again, that's one step, converting and dimensional analysis. Now we're going to go to multiple steps. So then go to page 20, page 20 in your notebook. Looks like this. Go now. Hurry up. Go. There's a bunch of like different characters, and then it says dimensional analysis with derived units. It looks like this. So I'm gonna zoom in. Okay, dimensional analysis with derived units. So derived units is pretty much when you have a ton of units and you're trying to change it. So for example, right here, I'm gonna zoom in a little bit more. Okay, are you on page 20? Yes. Right. So for example, right here, you have 21 miles per hour, and miles is unfortunately imperial. Only America really uses miles. Everyone else, like over here, New Zealand, it's kilometers per hour. Okay. Anyways, so if we want to convert 21 miles per hour into meters per second, then we have to take a bunch of these steps. So this is when dimensional analysis becomes super, super helpful, but you have to follow the steps. Okay. So the steps, again, first step is your units. You first add in your units. And then after you add in your units, then you add in your conversion factor numbers. So here's an example right here. I should have just did it with you, but it's okay. I'll do an example problem with you in a bit, but I'll explain it. So I'll zoom in just a little bit more. Okay, right here. So we start with the givens, always start with the givens, 21 miles per hour. Since it's per hour, you put the hour on the bottom of the picket fence. Okay, and then over here, according to our steps. First step is units. Everything is here, but first step would be units. So we're trying to get rid of miles and hours, and our end goal is meters per second. So you can either choose to change miles to kilometers and then kilometers to meters to all eventually get there, or you can change hours to minutes and do that. But let's just follow the notebook, and it wants us to convert miles to kilometers because we do know the conversion factor for that. You can find the conversion factors on page 19 of your notebook. So go to page 19 of your notebook and then you'll see it. But usually for like the quizzes and exams, I give you the conversion factors pretty straight up. You don't have to really remember them. You do have to remember the stuff for time though, but you should know that. Okay, anyways. So let's change miles to kilometers. So what they did is they put miles on the bottom, cancel miles, and then kilometers goes on the top. And then, but we don't want to end up with kilometers, we want to end up with meters. So then they cancel kilometers, put it on the bottom, opposite, and then meters on the top. And do we want to cancel meters? No, that's what we want. So meters stays, all good. And then again, units only. So then we can focus on the hours, and we want to cancel the hours and eventually turn into seconds. So then hours goes on the bottom because it's miles per hour, means per is like bottom divided, or miles divided by hour. And then so hours on the bottom, and then it's over here. Okay, second. So then we want to get rid of the hours. So we put it again, opposite. So it goes on the top because it's opposite of the bottom so that they cancel. And then we know how many minutes are in an hour. So then we convert hours to minutes, like what this says. So cancel the hours, goes into minutes, but we don't want minutes. We want seconds as our end goal. So then cancel the minutes by putting it opposite, and then you got seconds on the bottom. Okay, so they did the units first, and then they added the conversion factor. Again, you can find the conversion factor on page 19 of your notebook. And then it says that there's 1 kilometer, or it says in the conversion factor, 1 kilometer equals 2.62 miles. So they added that in. We know from the metric table, the metric line that I gave you guys, 1,000 meters is 1 kilometer. And you should know that 60 minutes equals to an hour and 60 seconds equals to a minute. And so they add it all. And then again, what did they do here? Everything on the top, they multiplied. And then they divided by everything on the bottom. So 21, plug into your calculator right now and try it. 21 times 1,000, and then 1, so you can ignore those, divided by 0.62, divided by 60, divided by 60 again. So play with it and you should get 9.4. If you want to be really confident, you should do it yourself. So that's an explanation, but again, we should do it together and try. Same thing though with let's try it without numbers. It's a little funner that way. I will not draw, so I'm just going to write down the names of these animals. Okay, so end goal, we want to turn penguins per bunnies into sunflowers per pumpkins. Got that? Penguins per bunnies, and our end goal is sunflowers per pumpkins. And here are all of our conversion factors. Okay, there's no numbers here. It's pretty much all units. So it's a really good way to practice your units. So we don't want penguins. So let's get rid of the penguins first. We want penguins to turn into sunflowers. Okay, so end goal is sunflowers. But can penguins go directly into sunflowers? No, they got to go into pandas first. And then so pandas can go into penguins. So I'm going to do that. Instead of penguins, to cancel penguins, since penguins on the top, where do we put penguins? Bottom. Penguin. Okay. Penguin. So then the penguin cancels, but we need that other conversion with it. So that's a panda. 1 panda equals to 1 penguin. panda. Okay, but do we want to end up with pandas? Nope, we want sunflowers. But we know that one panda equals to a sunflower. So panda, where do we put panda? Bottom, so that they cancel. And then sunflower. And I always like to cancel my units to make sure I did everything right. So penguin cancels each other because they're opposite. Panda cancels each other because they're opposite. And then I get stuck with sunflower. I don't want to cancel sunflower. Okay, bunny. I don't want bunny. I want per pumpkin. Can bunnies go straight into pumpkins though? No. Pumpkin, the bunny has to go into this chicken looking thing first. And then the chicken looking thing can turn into a pumpkin. So sorry, I'm tired. It's like midnight here. We are 20 hours ahead of you. Ugh. Okay. Anyways, there's the bunny. Okay, we don't want the bunny. We want the pumpkin. So bunny, to cancel the bunny, where does it go? Top or bottom? Top, because it's opposite. So bunny. Okay, so bunny converts into this, what is that? Chicken? It's a chicken. Let's call it a chicken. A bunny. We know that one bunny equals to one chicken, and one chicken finally equals to a pumpkin. So then we don't want our bunny goes away because they're opposite of each other. And then chicken. But do we want chicken on the bottom? No, we want pumpkin. So chicken, cancel chicken, chicken goes on the top. And one chicken equals to a pumpkin. Pumpkin. So chickens cancel because they're opposite. And yay, we get left with sunflowers and pumpkins. So that's conversion factors. But it's good to practice, or with we just did it kind of a units way and canceling out units, but we should practice with numbers. And to practice with numbers, we're gonna do it with this one right here. Oh gosh, I should erase that. There's space. You guys can see. Okay. Oh, I gotta stretch. All right. Last one, and then you guys get to work together. So let's do 1.5 meters per second, and we want to convert that into miles per hour using dimensional analysis. What's the first step? I wish I had my sticks, then I would call on you guys, but it's okay. Always start with the given first. And again, I like to do the picket fence box way. So 1.5 meters, and you can do the per second, but you're going to get confused. So again, since it's per second, you want on the bottom, kind of like how we did with the example. So picket fence, and I like to make it long because there's probably going to be a lot of steps. So 1.5 meters per seconds on the bottom. Okay, so we have to pick which one do we want to convert first, because our goal is to get meters per second to miles per hour. Okay, let's change meters to miles first. So then can meters go directly into miles? Do we have a conversion factor for that? That's not easily Googleable? No. Use, again, the conversion factors on page 19. So meters can go into kilometers and kilometers can go into miles. So then if this path right here helps, you can go meters to kilometers and then kilometers into miles. Okay, so meters, again, units first. So we want to cancel meters. Where does it go? Since meters is on the top, then to cancel, we put on the bottom. Meters. And we know that meters goes into kilometers. So kilometers on the top. Okay, again, step one, units first. Okay, and we don't want kilometers, we want kilometers to go away, so opposite. And then we get miles on the top. And is that what we want to end up with, miles? Yes, so we can stop there when it comes to that. Okay, so meters cancel, kilometers will cancel, we get stuck with miles. But right now we have miles per second. Do we want miles per second? Nope, we want miles per hour. Okay, so let's get the seconds and turn to hour. So then seconds, if you do know how many seconds are in an hour, then you can put that. But if you don't, then it's okay. Seconds can easily go into minutes. And minutes can easily turn into hour. I'll give you guys the quick short version for seconds to hours in a bit. Okay, so seconds, since seconds is on the bottom, we want to cancel. So it should go at the top. And then minutes, bottom, and we don't want minutes. So we want to cancel minutes. So it should go opposite. And then minutes to hour. Oh, I didn't need this extra. Okay. Okay, so seconds cancels, goes away, minutes, and then I get stuck with my miles per hour unit. Am I done? Nope. Second to last step is add in my conversion factors. So again, look at page 19 of your notebook and you will see them. So kilometers to meters, we know that. And I like to use scientific notation when it comes to this because it helps a little bit when it comes to the math. So I did teach you guys or put it when I introduced the metric line that 1 kilometer is 10 to the third meters. Okay, so you can put in scientific notation, or 1 kilometer is 1,000 meters if you want to put that. And then again, page 19 says 1 kilometer is 0.62 miles. Okay, so where do I put the 1? Next to kilometers, equals to 0.62 miles. Okay, not done yet. And then there's seconds and minutes. So what's our conversion factor between seconds and minutes? Is it 60 seconds equals to a minute, or is 60 minutes equal to 1 second? Think about it. 1 minute equals to 60 seconds. Yeah. Same thing over here. Minute and hour. Is it 60 minutes equals to 1 hour, or 60 hours equals to 1 minute? Yeah, 60 minutes, 1 hour. There you go. And then again, when you do your math, last step is everything across, and on the top, you multiply, and then everything on the bottom, you divide. So let's do everything on the top first. Okay, let's do that together. You got 1.5 times 1, which is nothing, 0.62 times 60 times 60. I get this number, 3,348, and then miles. Oh gosh, 3,348 miles. That's only on the top, and divide by 10 to the third. I get hours. That's the only one that's not canceled. Okay. The reason why I like scientific notation is because things cancel a lot of the times. So then if I want to change that, I can change this into scientific notation, which is 3.348 times 10 to the third divided by 10 to the third because of this, the hours, this is miles. This is hours. Oh, I need water. Okay. And then since one's on the top and one's on the bottom, for you math people, what happens? They cancel. And I get left with 3, or you could, this also could have been 1,000, but yeah. Or you could, like the 10 to the third. Anyways, then you get left with 3.348 miles per hour. But is that our answer? No, it's not our answer. Our answer, well, in this case, because I just made up these, but your answer, whenever it comes to the answer and then you have like your own conversion factors in, you should always round your sig figs to whatever you were given. So our given is 2 sig figs, or whatever you were given for the conversion. So we're given 1.5, and so that's 2 sig figs. So our answer should be in 2 sig figs. So the answer should be finally 3.3 miles per hour. Yay. That seemed long, but again, I was like talking through the entire process. It'll take you a lot quicker, especially when you do it with a partner. So I hope that helps. You can pause, watch the video again. You can watch other videos. I will link other videos, but I hope that's a start. And yeah, so the next step is for you to click on the Jamboard link, go search for the partner that I assigned you, and solve those 2 problems. And then you're done for the day. Your homework is a Sig Figs quiz though. So make sure you do that. Again, unlimited retakes. Okay, I think that's it. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to email me and I'll try to get back to you. Okay, as soon as I can. All right. Yep, good luck with that. I'll see you guys in a week, about a week. Yeah. All right. Aloha. I'll stop sharing.